Hello and welcome back. This Covert Ops has definitely been through a lot. At the moment I have 102 Killmarks on this ship, which is at the moment my personal record. The second most highest Killmarks I have on my Talar, and of course on the third place it is my Phantasm with I think with 50. Well, I'll be showing you the fit on this ship. Now on to the ship's fitting. From last time I didn't change anything because at the moment the current fit is doing a good job. The C-type beam lasers are very nice. I have very good skills for lasers and very soon they're going to be maxed out. In the medium slot I do have a Predator Status Buffer, a Predator Warp Disruptor, the Republic Fleet Warp Scrambler and the Predator Web are mainly for defense against frigates and interceptors. The 4 hammerheads are also doing a good job, and of course the good old modules in the low slots are also doing a very good job. As for the rigs, I have 3 drone firepower augmenter. They are good. I think that I should change them because I need drone velocity as well as drone DPS, and the engineering rigs are also going to be replaced very soon once I get my battleship. Well, let's quickly simulate the ship's performance, and well, after I do that I'll be jumping straight into combat. At the moment I still have 529.20 DPS. Very soon after I finish up with the current skills I'll focus on drones because the Stratios is going to be available very soon, and of course that might be one of my personal favorites. Well, with that being said, let the hunt begin. Alright, well, the first target is going to be this Caracal. I have to admit, this Caracal did actually lock on first, and this Caracal is not running away. So this ship did decide to fight, and well, I do respect that decision. That is a very brave decision. I got my drones out, I got the Warp Disruptor on that ship, and I did start to do damage. I'll orbit at around 22 kilometers. That Caracal is using rapid missiles, that's why I am taking the damage that I'm taking. I'll be orbiting at 28, just outside of the range of the rapid missiles. The Caracal is almost running out of armor, and the ship is now running on hull. Have to admit, this Caracal is definitely defending itself very well, and this ship is almost destroyed. There we go. That Caracal did fought well. I have to say it was a good fight for the Caracal. And time to loot the wreck. And of course, time to destroy the pod. I have to say that was a very brave Caracal for engaging me first. Okay, I got the disruptor on that pod, and the lasers did actually hit the pod before the drones could reach. Well, that was nice. And let me quickly get the loot. Time to cloak, and well, time to go on to the next target. Alright, warping in at this anomaly. Let's see what's on the other end of this warp. I'll set my orbit at 9 kilometers. This is a interceptor. Okay. Seems like this interceptor is running a MVD. That means it is time to test out that warp scrambler that I have. Alright, I have engaged. Target is in scrambler range and in web range, and in the interceptor got intercepted in this case, which was kind of unexpected. Once the interceptor loses its speed, it is a easy target and it will just explode from the incoming damage. Well, that was a nice item that I did get from the wreck. A C-type laser. Well, those are always valuable and I need them for my succubus. Okay, let's quickly get the pods. And I think this time the drones are actually... yeah, the drones did get the pods. Scooping the drones, taking distance from those ships because they have a disruptor, and well, time to warp out. and time to cloak, and of course time to jump on the next target. So far it's been a good run overall for this ship. Oh, I see drones, and this might be the best warp in that I've ever done so far. A Vexor, alright, quickly launching the drones, quickly enabling all the disruptors, and let's quickly finish off this Vexor. Seems like this Vexor was AFK, well, that's quite unfortunate. And this Vexor was destroyed. Okay, let's quickly go and loot the wreck. Well, a Caldari Navy turret, that was nice. And of course, let's get the pod as usual. Alright, well, that was a very interesting kill, I have to say. I did arrive just in time to leave the anomaly cleared, which is something that happens very rarely. Alright, on to the next target. Now here I am cloaked, observing a succubus engaging a Tristan. I will admit, I feel very bad about that Tristan, and I will have to engage this succubus to save that tier 3 frigate. But I see that the Tristan is actually very fast. It is definitely outpacing that succubus, which is very funny because the succubus is supposedly one of the fastest frigates that we have in the game. Right, let me quickly align myself towards that location because I don't want them to be too far away from me. Okay, the Tristan is now at 222 kilometers and the succubus at 137. Well, it looks like the succubus gave up on chasing that Tristan, which is kinda funny. A tier 3 frigate won the race. Alright, well, let's see who will win the combat. I will align myself on that belt while also observing this succubus. Now, in a moment, I will uncloak and I will try to maintain the distance that I have. I need to get the timer on 0 on the clocking device. That is when I actually can lock on any targets. Okay, that succubus is approaching me, or so it seems like, and well, oh my god, it warped at a gate while having criminal timer. Well, that succubus actually got blown up by sentry guns, which was one of the funniest moments that I personally did ever see. And well, mission successful. The Tristan was saved. And if you're wondering, yes, that succubus got actually destroyed by the sentry guns, which is funny, but I still wish that I was the one that did destroy that ship. Now let me show you what a bait looks like. I think the last 2 weeks I was literally chased in the game. I have a 3.5 billion ISK bounty, and this is a Bellicose Covert that was sitting here for at least 15 minutes, mostly orbiting around 100 kilometers from the center of these ships. And now I did engage. Well, I simulate a engagement because I'm not actually going to shoot that thing. And yep, as I guessed it, a daredevil warped in to defend that ship, or should I say that ship was a bait for me. And well, I know all these tricks all too well, and those tricks just don't work on me. That was a obvious bait, and well, I just wanted to show you what a bait looks like in the game. Well, on to the next target. This is a Cormorant, a destroyer, but still it can be a nice kill. Depends on the modules that they have installed. I have to say a couple things about the bait. That Velikos Cortops was there. I did actually observe that ship for at least 15 minutes. I was warped, cloaked, and I did observe how that ship did behave. And it was a very obvious bait, especially because I think I did see the same player around the systems where I usually hunt in the last like 2 weeks. So they did definitely try to get that 3.5 billion ISK bounty that is at the moment on the ship and on my Phantasm. And well, definitely I could have stayed, but I just did not want to risk. A Daredevil is a very powerful ship. Now back on to the combat here. This is a Corax, a very unfortunate Corax that did not have any armor for some reason, but it was a nice kill. This ship did have a lot of faction modules, if I remember. Yeah, it did have some faction modules, that was very nice. And time to get the pod if possible. Well, the pod warped out. Next target, a prototype. Okay, well, let's quickly engage the ship. They can be very nice kills. Those ships can also be very difficult targets. They do have very good DPS if you have very good skills for them. And of course, that's a free ship. And for a free ship, those prototypes are definitely very deadly. Okay, and now the prototype is on its hull. Its hull is dropping. As you can see, their hulls are very powerful. They have very tough hulls, and that ship was destroyed. Let me quickly get the pod, let me quickly get the loot before anyone decides to warp in and try to get me. Which did happen, by the way. It did happen a lot, but I always warp out with a success rate of 100% at the moment. They didn't manage to catch me a single time. Okay, and of course nice modules that I can use. Time to warp out. I still have no clue who put the 3.5 billion bounty on my kill mail in the game. I don't know. It is kind of funny. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's kind of a thing that I have to play with now. And so far, I have to admit, it was very exciting and of course very tricky, because literally from these 17 players, at least 3 players are chasing me, so yeah. Now here I did warp at this Algos. This Algos did not notice me warping because they have all these different ships locked on, so I can sneak in literally under the radar on this ship. And well, I am fast, but I did warp at 100 kilometers from this ship this time around, just to show you how easy can it be to get drowned in all of these different ships that you can have. That's why you have to be careful and you have to observe the surrounding when you are doing anomalies. Well, now if the target did detect me, it is too late. I am already too close, and I have the Scrambler and Disruptor on this ship, and of course it is only a Corax, so it got destroyed quite quickly. Let me get the rack, let me get the pod, and after that I'll have to warp out quickly. Mostly because these rats can carry Scramblers. Galanta ships carry Scramblers, and I have to be very careful on those, because if they manage to scramble me, I lose my MVD. If I lose my MVD, I lose my velocity, and if that happens, then I might be in trouble. Okay, it is another Corax. Now this ship here got caught by a Disruptor. They did notice me, but they couldn't warp out. And well, I'll be taking advantage of that. I'll definitely take advantage of that, and I'll approach the ship almost within Disruptor range, okay. Got the disruptor on that Corax. And drones are out, lasers are firing. Okay, got the scrambler on, and I am within the perfect range. I have enabled the drone damage amplifiers, and the ship got destroyed very quickly. Locking on the pod, I'll be getting that loot. And okay, almost locked on. 11 in local, I have to be very quick here. And well, time to warp out quickly, because I know that the hunters are on my tail, so I have to warp out before they arrive, and of course I have to cloak before they arrive. Alright, well, that was a fun run. Quite a lot of action, I have to admit, especially because I am now being chased for the bounty that I have on my kill mail. And well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and I will see you next time.